Joe Malone CBE, founder and creative director of Joe Loves. Thank you very much for talking with us today. Could you start by telling us a little bit about where you come from?
I believe who we are, where we come from, our foundations and the way we're raised are a really important part of who we are, and certainly who I was. So when your mother or your grandparents are good at something, like if they're good at cooking, you're probably going to spend time in the kitchen with them and you become a good cook. And for me, it wasn't cooking, but it was face cream. So putting cosmetics together became a very natural thing for me. I think at that point I realised that I wasn't good at a lot of things because I was severely dyslexic.
Did you know that when you were?
No, I wasn't diagnosed until I was about 16, 17. So that was quite a hard, thing to go through school, being told you were lazy and you were stupid. And I knew I was neither of those things. I was caught cheating one day because I looked at somebody's paper next to me and she made me stand on my chair. And it's those things in your life that really stand out to you. I knew I wasn't a cheat. I just didn't want to be last. I didn't want to be the child again that was never going to be anything and lazy and stupid. And yet I would go home at night and be able to make 100 pots of face cream that we would sell that would support my family. So it was a dichotomy, I suppose.
You know, there's an inordinately high percentage of entrepreneurs who are dyslexic.
I read, yeah.
And there are various theories about that, one of which is that because those who suffer from dyslexia have to overcome obstacles on a pretty constant basis, that they are ingrained with a kind of resilience. Does that speak to you and your experience?
Dyslexia is just a different way of thinking, and I think that entrepreneurs, that is the key to entrepreneurs, they see in a different way, that they sometimes look at a problem and it looks like an opportunity to them. With an opportunity, there will always come a threat. It's always around the corner. So don't think just because you have an opportunity it's going to be an easy ride. I believe in our time and in this moment in time, the power of the entrepreneur has never been more needed in this world to think differently. Can you imagine this world if we all found the thing that really made us happy? I believe every person has something amazing about them. Mine is my sense of smell. I found it. Beethoven's was writing music, Picasso was painting. When I go around the world and I speak in schools, that's what we're looking for. We're saying each one of you has something remarkable. Let's find it. Let's find what it is. Are you a sportsman? Do you love music? And it might not be your business. It might not be the thing that makes you lots of money. I'm one of the hardest working people I know. I'm always there. I'm always on the ground. I'm always wanting to build. And most people in my position, when they sold their business, everyone kept saying to me, why don't you just go off and live on a beach or go? And I came from a working class background where getting up every morning, going to work and doing a good day's work and coming home is what life was about. Instinct to me is a huge part of who I am. And whether that's doing a business deal or whether that's creating a fragrance or whether that's looking at a label on a bottle, I have to have that feeling where life goes, yep, that's it, Joe, don't touch it.
What do you want to achieve? What do you have, like, this is the thing I want to do now, this is my objective?
I want to change the world. I want to build a global brand. I want to do it all over again. And I want to leave this world with a part of Joe in it forever. I love hard work and I love a good life. I'm not going to pretend I don't. I love all the things that go with it. I'm communicating. I'm telling you stories of, just like you're asking me questions now, I'm telling you stories of my life. I'm telling you what I learned, what made me laugh, what made me smile, what made me inspired. So the sense of smell for me is a language. It's not a sense. It's
a ridiculous question that I'm sure you're asked all the time, but what's your favorite smell?
I love lots of different smells. I love orange blossom. Orange blossom reminds me of grass. The very first time I fell in love with fragrance and I sat in the square and I could smell the orange blossom, and it reminds me of just this young woman that had a dream. So the smell of salty, so we have like salty sea oceanic notes that I've worked a lot with. You can create almost everything that is out in that world, from a blade of grass to crushed snow, but you have to use your imagination. You have to be a bit like Alice in Wonderland, down that hole. You have to look at life from a different perspective, but it's no different from a musician or a painter. You look at some of the great works that Monet painted, and Picasso, but look at what Picasso painted. You know, he painted women how he saw them. When I'm creating fragrance, I'm doing exactly the same. I'm showing you how I see a moment in time or someone or something through the sense of smell.
Was it just luck that you happened to find a thing you were really good at that you also really love to do?
Finding something that you really believe in, something, whether it's a cause, whether it's learning something, whether it's a sport, playing an instrument, I don't care what it is, but what happens when you find that and you connect with that, that's when that love starts to generate, and then you understand, now I know what that feeling's about.
What is a rich life for you?
The first thing is happiness and contentment and a feeling of purpose. For last year, I got involved in a conservation project called Tula Tula in South Africa, and we helped secure the land for a family of elephants, 29 elephants, which will now grow to 100. What makes my life richer is knowing that this particular conservation project will be mine and our families forever. We will also help the community surrounding it, so we'll help with the education, the water that they need to go into the villages. So we're not just investing in the animals and that conservation project, we have to invest in the community around it. But if I wasn't building Joe Loves, I wouldn't be able to do that. Find the thing that you really want to pour yourself into. So, you know, why do I keep doing what I do? Because I love it and it makes me feel valued. I think when I don't do anything, that's when I become, I suffer from anxiety, so that's when I sort of spiral and it's not a good place. So I always need to keep my mind focused on something.
Jo Malone, thank you very much.